Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin.
Thank you.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, good, that's done. President's remarks, I can tell you that my mortician does wonderful work. I have him on speed dial. And I hope not to have to call him again this week.
Again,
And yeah, so they're my only remarks. If anybody has anything they think they want to throw out there of general interest before we get started, you can take my moment. If not, we'll move on to the office update.
all right. Recall on the Bay Drive Causeway, people parking, putting signs up and so on, people kind of still ignored it. I don't think it's been as much of a problem lately. I haven't gotten any emails to say it's been a problem, but I did have Joe Price, and if people keep doing it, like chain, to go, not the whole entire length of the causeway, but like right on top of the equalizer pipe, a total of 75 feet is what it would be. And then to keep people, it isn't that it's one golf cart, I'm sure that's fine. 2 or 3 golf carts is what happens. And then it gets, is that not a little heavy on top of that equalizer pipe?
I would rather we get some big stones like we did for the beach,
It would look nicer.
rather than chains or ropes. Chains and ropes are gonna look like dreck. And dreck, it's a Yiddish word. And, it sounds like what it is.
That's okay.
And, but the stones would just look better than
I agree.
chains and
Okay.
ropes.
Well, like I said, it's not really been an issue.
Well, then
Since
let's.
well, I know, but I hadn't priced it when it was still being an issue, and I forgot to tell you guys last night.
Yeah, the whole thing is if it keeps being an issue, maybe we take those little 4x4s out and put stones in.
Okay. Okay. It would look nicer.
Well, that's,
All right, well, we'll confirm it with the,
all right.
it's an issue.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's all right. You're impressive.
No, it's,
Remember at the membership meeting, the woman talked about cars parked in the bike lane on down Rousey Hall Road? She actually called the sheriff's office, they responded, and they were gonna ask the people not to do that anymore. So, she wanted me to let you know that.
There's a deputy that I sent out there, called me and said, oh, I don't share your concern.
you're a very concerned citizen, but I don't share your concern.
I don't live up there, so it wouldn't bother me.
Well, this weekend, there were as many as 4 parked there
Oh, really?
at one time. Today, early, there were 2, and then later when I came out, there were none. So I don't know whether something's happened or they just were gone somewhere.
She was, I think, riding a bicycle. I think her complaint is that coming up and then it's a bike lane, and that's how she phrased it, the bike lane.
Right.
And then have to go out on Rousey Hall Road and so on. So, as often is the case, it kind of depends on the deputy you're talking with. That's been my experience. So, just to let you know. Also, got an email from a woman who lives at the top of Drum Point Lake, and it's very, it's got algae again and so on. And I told her I'd let or actually it's MDE now, she'd already contacted MDE, because the man I contacted said yes. She's told me I have the pictures already. She wants the board to consider putting aerators in. And she wondered if she could at least put one around her dock, given that we, the association, owns the lakes and so on. And Mike, you and I talked, and we felt like, yeah, if she wants to, she could do that.
If she wants to do it,
Right.
do it on her electricity.
Right, well, so the man from MDE said that, I just got another email from him today, that aerators do help. Yes, the rains that, come and the freezing temperatures will help get rid of it, but that the issue is if it keeps coming back, more and more often is when we would have to be concerned. And he pointed to Baltimore, some inlet in Baltimore that's apparently just overrun with it. He said it's just something maybe we'd want to consider. It would work. So that's it. I have no idea what the cost would be.
Yeah, I mean, it's, where you typically see these things are in these like little neighborhood ponds hollowed out land that you
Yeah.
get for
Mill
filter.
Creek condominiums.
And then you put a pond in there, which ends up becoming like a natural swimming pool, because it's a lot, it doesn't drain, it doesn't flow, it's just there. And that, those get bad with algae and stuff.
Mhm.
Well, a lot of those neighborhoods do, because they'll treat it almost like a pool. They put chemicals in it.
Yep.
They put aerators in it, but you're talking about fairly shallow. These lakes we've got, how do you get power out there? How deep are they? How do you, to me, it's just.
Plus they're not man-made, they're natural.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't think we would be allowed to use chemical, I don't know. Mill Creek condominium, down Bell Road, they have one of those ponds like you described. And there's an aerator in it. I don't know how, it's been there since I began years ago. But they get chemical treatment every year also. I don't even know, when I
Wow.
think about it, if that's,
And I'm sure they wouldn't allow that in these lakes.
I don't think
because
they
they-
would. That's a tidal lake.
Well, let's wait and see if it really blooms.
Okay. But he talked about fish kills. If we start getting more and more fish kills, then we might want to consider doing something. So anyway, that's it. That's all I have.
That's it, all right. Well, let's make it easy. Okay, operations and roads.
Paving was finished, I think we know, on 24th, I think, of September. I paid $82,022 out of covenant fees for the budget, and I billed the county $148,194, the county's special tax district money that they hold. They hold it for us, I bill them. I got an email today from Public Works that he wants photos of the paved roads, which they've never, like if there's a stormwater management job, Jeff used to, and Steve takes pictures before, and oh look, now we fixed it, so on. They've never asked for photos of the paved road. So anyway, I'm waiting for Steve to respond to send me some pictures. I'm just not quite sure. It's the same man that's done it the past couple of years. He's never asked me for photos. So anyway, so She-High Paving is who it is, and they're patient, so they understand it takes a little bit of time to get the money. Stormwater management project, Grover's finished the one that you guys approved, and they've been paid out of state highway user revenue. It was $1,195. The job at Johnson Drive in Noni's Way, we had a bid from John Wood for $8,200. And, well, there's a lot involved. I kind of want Steve to come in and explain it better than I do, to clean out the culvert under the street, grade the ditch line for better drainage, install surge stone and curlex. So, and it's quite a distance too. Grover's Lawnscape came back finally with a bid of $71.55. However, they really don't want the job. They told Steve that because of Comcast. Comcast is noted for not burying their cables very well. And he said basically John Wood has more liability insurance than Grover's is able to carry.
So in other words, because Comcast didn't bury it deep enough, if they cut it while they're doing work, it's their responsibility and not Comcast.
Yeah, and I know they would do a missed utility.
That
Sure
doesn't
they
sound
would.
right.
So I'm not quite sure why there's a disconnect there. If they do a missed utility and it isn't marked and they cut it, they shouldn't be liable. That's why.
Or it
there's a
isn't
missed
deep
utility
enough,
for,
you
well,
know.
it could be yeah.
I-
So anyway, you can have Steve come into the next meeting and talk to you about why it's so expensive, or, I don't know.
That's it?
That's it, that's all I have. I mean, do you want to have him do that, or do you want to?
Yeah, I guess we should get some sort of better explanation. If
Okay.
there's something,
I'll see if Steve can come in.
if
at the
there's
next
something
meeting.
there that,
Because I had looked at that
I know you did, yeah.
before, and to me, it didn't seem, first off, it didn't seem like it was that big a problem. And then, other than there was, I think one of the culverts had kind of collapsed, and I thought somebody came and either Grover
And fix
and opened it up a little bit, but it always drains. I mean, the water
Well, you know,
doesn't sit there.
This is the one, March or the June membership meeting, and, who was it? Yes. Not Sonny, Skip Hoskins, put a meeting, exactly, who's in charge of the roads? Poor Steve, he wasn't there at that meeting. So after, we were cleaning up, and I called Steve, I said, here, talk to Skip Hoskins. But it's Skip that seems to think there's a real big problem there. I don't know if it's the best use of money, if it's worth fixing or not, this is
Well, I mean,
Steve's,
like I said,
on your call.
when it came up before, I went out and looked, after we had some heavy rains and
Uh-huh.
stuff. And there's a standard about how if things drain
Right.
within
48 hours.
48 hours,
Right.
it ain't a problem. Well, it drained within 48 hours, so I said it ain't a problem.
Right, right.
But-
Well, okay, I'll tell Steve what you
Yeah,
said,
good
but
Steve,
then I'll
that
see
was-
if he can't come to the next meeting.
Right.
Right. And that's it on roads.
Well, then we'll tackle you for finance.
All right. Mike Chacomas, our advisor in Jack's absence, came in the other day and reviewed invoices. He matched them. He's more thorough than Jack. He matched them to the bank statements, which I guess it makes sense. That is what one would do, to be sure.
Once a month, I think.
That's good, it's good, I'm happy with that, because there are some in the neighborhood, most of them are gone, but there's one or two that, if they come in and question, I'd rather be able to say, yes, look. Yeah, see, Mike said it's okay.
Mhm.
So there's that, he also looked at the audit, and he didn't have any issues with it either. I sent the, email to the CPA and said, we're good with it. So it's the
And-
final.
As Jack's name came up, I visited Jack today, and he sends his regards to everybody. So you've all been greeted. Environmental Committee, Bonnie, you're on the line.
I have nothing this time because, as I mentioned before, Mark Smith said we could skip this year because of pipeline treatment.
Sounds like it works.
It has been, yeah.
Safety, John.
Don't have much to report, other than I'm still taking the classes for the ham radios. I got 5 more classes to take, and then I'll start taking the, schedule to take the test, so I can operate them, so.
Good thing we got diligent people on the board. Okay. RIA, Welcoming Committee.
There's no report.
Mike,
Can I-
planning.
can I go back on the
Oh.
finance just for a second?
Yes, sir.
We're in the P&L versus budget, like in the 6,700 line maintenance, there's negative numbers in there. Is that,
Yes, there are.
we're getting reimbursed from something, or?
Well, what happened was, recall, 2 years ago or more, we had, Carl Bowen start the 3-year cutback.
Mhm.
And I paid him, I think the total cost was $28,000. And I paid him that year half. He said, why don't you cut it up into 2 fiscal years? So I paid $14,000. And then we were getting near the end of last fiscal year, which ended in June. And I cannot get a bill out of that man, as hard as I try. He will not send me an invoice. So I thought, I'm just gonna send a progress payment, because I know he's working here, I know he's getting it done.
Mhm.
So I sent him $8,000. And so it's divvied up in different line items, because there wasn't one line item, because we hadn't really budgeted for it.
Yeah.
So, it's sort of spread out, and right-of-way maintenance, contingency, and I think probably maintenance or right-of-way. It's not solid, it's, like I credited $1,000 there, so anyway, it comes out like that. In any case, he did not cash the check. I talked to Nicholas, bless his heart.
Sounds
And
like Castro
he's like,
of the
"Oh."
United States.
I'll talk to my dad about that, I don't know. So the bank returned it. I mean, it didn't bounce, but yet it was rejected. It's couple months have gone by.
Yeah, they avoided that.
They avoided it, thank you.
Yeah.
So it came back, so, yeah,
Oh, so-
that's
okay,
how,
so
and that's how you do it in QuickBooks, is to, yeah.
Well, I figured it was just, it just looked weird.
It does look weird, yes.
And the cash starts real quick, so.
Well, that's it, I think I need to send it to some.
Yeah,
I mean, he's pretty much on the ball. I actually got a call from Nicholas, or a text message Saturday, I think, and he was at your house, I guess, right,
Mhm.
grinding stumps or
Yeah.
something?
Oh, well, actually, he was doing Cindy and Jack's.
Oh, okay. But-
They had two stumps in, across the street.
Okay.
And he ran.
Okay. Well, he said that somebody posted on Facebook how this contractor was so inconsiderate, blocking the road, he couldn't get
Yes.
through. And I have no idea who it was that posted it, because I'm not on Facebook.
and I think that was one of the ones, people had discovered a clever way to make themselves anonymous.
Yes, it was.
How did It was anonymous on
Yes, it
Facebook. How do you do that on Facebook?
And
I would do that. Then I
Dawn-
could say
Dawn
all the
is the
things I
one who
would
found
say.
she
Okay.
was the one who brought it to
We
the.
might want to talk to Judy about this, because maybe she can disallow that.
I think it's
Well,
regular Facebook. It's not, I don't think it was drunk
Oh.
on
It's
Facebook.
not, no.
No.
Oh, it wasn't a dumb point.
So do you have, excuse me, any idea who, not that it matters, I don't mind to call.
No,
On
because the
Facebook.
only thing you can do is look at how the picture was taken and try to say, all right, was
Could be this one, could be that one.
someone walking the street going that way, or
Right,
did they live
right.
down there?
Right.
It's hard to
And
say.
Nicholas said he never blocked the street
He
completely.
did, and he was actually parked on Cindy and Jack's property.
Was he really? Okay. And well, not to mention that it's a circle. I mean, if you can't get this way,
Turn around, go
Turn
the other
around.
way.
Yeah.
if you live here, you know that that's open that way. But anyway, yeah, Nicholas is doing, I think, doing a really good job taking over for his dad. But it's a lot as far as trying to keep track of the books, I think. I think Nicholas's wife might be going to take on the books for him, which would be helpful.
All right, we're ready to do welcoming committee?
No report for welcome.
No, and planning committee, that's right.
Nothing.
Nothing, look at that, unfinished business. We were gonna talk about Surf Street encroachment, but the fact is, that the person that really felt very strongly about this and wanted to discuss it is Alan. Alan is not here, so I propose we just table it and move it to the next meeting. And that brings us to new business. Does anybody have anything new they would like to talk about? The silence is deafening. All right, so that takes care of new business. We have to schedule the next meeting.
All right. First Tuesday?
What you were talking about in November, right?
We are. Oh, that's election.
The fourth is the first Tuesday, and that's also election.
Yeah, that's
day, but
election
I don't think
day.
it's in Maryland. I think it's in Virginia.
Virginia. Yeah.
Is it Virginia?
Yeah. I don't think
Yeah,
there's anything,
Virginia,
there's nothing down here. There may be
yeah.
something like Montgomery County or someplace, but there's nothing,
No, not even in Montgomery County, nothing.
not even there.
That's what
Okay.
she said.
No,
Well, then the 4th sounds like a good day.
it does.
All right.
All right, any objections to the 4th? No? All right, then, so I guess that's it. Next meeting is November 4th, and nobody has anything else they want to bring up?
I guess the guy who couldn't make it on the speed bump thing, he's gonna try to do it next time.
Right. And Adrian, you had brought up the liability
Mm-hmm.
concern, and I think maybe you guys talked about it at cleanup day. If we are told that, yes, the speed bump would be good here, and then we don't do it, can we be held liable? So, I can send a question to the attorney, but she's not responding to my last question. Adrian, you had experience with something like that happen?
Well, yeah, we experienced it in the hospital, so if we have, I'll give you an example, if we did a safety security assessment, and it comes back and says you ought to do X, Y, and Z, if we don't do it and then something happens, we'd be held liable.
So what if my concern with the speed bumps is it's going to be pricey. And I'm sure people will complain, absolutely.
And they will have to be repaired every couple of years.
But we'll have to see what this report says. If the wording is not such as, we recommend that you put a speed bump here. If it's not that, if it's just addressing how you would do them, issues with maintenance and stuff like that, then I think
That's, yeah,
I think we're okay.
I absolutely agree with that. The way it's worded will be critical.
Okay. All right.
And
well,
based
We
on
what
what
else?
I,
also should find out, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, we also should find out if this kind of thing would apply to us as a neighborhood association and not a business like a hospital.
I think it could. I mean, other things do.
It could, that's what we
Liability
really
wise.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
It seems like it could. I did ask
If
the
you-
attorney one time, if we don't put them in, this was before we're having this study done, if we just don't put them in, could we be held liable? And she said, no. Now, if you take them out, they're existing, and you remove them, then maybe then you could be. But this is a whole different, really, line of question.
But she should answer you, right? That's the part she hasn't answered.
Well, I think
Your last issue.
she's pretty good in that she never charges us. I think she's charged us one time,
yeah.
a couple $100 for something, you know.
Well, that's good.
So I think because she doesn't charge us, we're pretty low on her list of priorities, which, you know,
I guess so.
anyway, so,
She figures we're worth what we pay her.
well, kind of. Yeah, what you mean. But anyway, so.
All right, anything else?
we're good.
Nope.
All right.
All right.
Then we
All
are
right, guys.
adjourned.